Hello everybody, I'm InTheLittleWood, also known as Martin, and welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to take a walk through the first blog post that released about Hytale after the announcement trailer dropped, and it's all about the user interface. So much like the last video, I'm going to go off on a ton of speculative tangents. I'm going to cross-reference things with concept art as well as the trailer to really flesh out these theories that I have. So, let's get started. The first image we're given gives us a glance at the main menu of Hytale. Working from left to right, we can begin with Adventure Mode. So of course we've already had some information about this. It seems as though that is going to be the core game of Hytale. It's going to be kind of like an open world, infinite generation, and it's going to have some story elements that we can choose to participate in, whether we want to or not. And on that note, actually, there is a little something that I noticed back in the trailer during the live scripting scene, which I wanted to mention. So of course I pointed out at the time that there was loads of code on the screen, and obviously then we moved on to the fact that there was the secret URL. If you have a little look just a few lines above that, there's a line that reads entity.setGameMode, and then it says game mode adventure, and it's got the footnote of saying sets the mode to adventure. So this all but confirms to me that there is definitely going to be a creative mode within Hytale, unless there's like a mysterious third mode, which I can't even think up a name for it. Then we're golden. Now, hold on, don't be rushing to the comment section just yet. I'm well aware that we've seen some form of creative mode when it comes to the paint the world portion of the trailer, but that looks as though it's almost like a third-party tool, you know what I mean? It's kind of like world edit meets terraforming. It's like a whole separate thing for placing large prefabs and molding the world around them, as opposed to the mode that I'm thinking of, which would be having your hotbar, having certain items inside of it, and having an infinite number of them. And now you're listening to Martin from the future. Yeah, last night they did a new blog post, completely confirmed that creative mode is in the game. Sweet. Next up, we've got the mini-games, which I assume will be the official Hypixel server, so clicking on that will only take you to Hypixel products and nothing else. And I assume that for all the other up-and-comers, they will live inside of the server tab. One thing that I would like to see inside of the server tab, actually, is an official in-client browser. You'd be able to filter by type of world, or you can search by name, things like that. And I can appreciate that will be hard to police, but I think I'd be so much more happy looking at that page than I would go into one of those weird, like, top 100 servers websites, where it's just, like, absolutely littered in just rubbish and adverts and all that sort of stuff. I'd rather keep it in-game. Either way, I fully suspect that if that is the route that we have to go down, then I'm sure this server tab will allow us to save server listings, much like Minecraft. And then we move on to the big boy. It's going to take up the bulk of this video, I imagine. This is the avatar creation screen. So of course right here, we were only seeing a minimal selection of things that you can actually apply to your character. What I did though, is I went back to the trailer and I literally pressed the arrow key numerous times, took a print screen on every single frame that was available, so you can see the full array of customizations that we've currently been shown. So you're going to start off by picking a blank canvas, so the initial option is body type, and rather than having to select a gender, players can actually choose whether they want to have a masculine frame or a feminine frame. I just thought that was really inclusive and really lovely, so good job Hytale. Skin tone is next, and I feel as though this palette is a little bit small currently. I'm hoping that by time we actually get to the full release of the game, we'll have a broader range of human colors, as well as some unnatural ones as well. I want to see some like blues and reds and greens and purples in the mix. It is now time to unleash your luscious locks or be completely bald. It's totally up to you. So it seems as though at the minute the catalogue for hair is absolutely massive. In the first frame alone, we can see 14 different styles, but have a little look at how small that scroll bar is on the right hand side. I reckon we could be seeing upwards of 50 different hairstyles by the time the game launches. And I can't really complain about just how many colours we can have as well. I can see hot pinks, emerald greens, ocean blues, there's loads of them. Next up, your character's going to need to be able to see, isn't it? So you got to give it a pair of eyes. And currently, there only seem to be 3 styles. Fingers crossed they expand on that by the launch, because at the minute, you can choose either human-looking eyes, anime-looking eyes, or L from Death Note. I'm sure by the time we get to the beta, there'll be a more broad selection on those, but a final note I want to make is that there seems to be a distinct lack of red eyes. I really want those to go for that evil vibe. It is time to get on fleek. 18 different eyebrow choices are available currently. We've got the Dulux sample stick, we've got the build a bridge and get over it, the 14-year-old detention, oh my god, a werewolf! And we wrap things up with a quick math equation. All of these look really good so far, keep them coming. Next up, it is time to grow a beard! And I think given the size of the scroll bar right there, we can probably assume there is going to be one more line of beards at our disposal. So we're looking at anywhere between 15 to 19 styles available for your face. And I have got my fingers crossed that one of those beards that we can't currently see is going to be like Roderick Castle from Game of Thrones. Yeah, that's right. I said it. I want to see my sideburns hang off the side of my face and be tied into a ponytail beneath my chin. What of it? Next up, we're moving to the undertops, or the undershirt, whatever you would like to call it. It's always a coin flip in these games as to whether the character creator is going to allow you to alter this undershirt or not, and luckily, this time around, it's landed on heads. We're good. Some of the standout ones for me are the one-piece school dress, which I'm sure thousands of people are going to do school roleplay series with. We've got Gigi's face from Kiki's Delivery Service, which is kind of cute, a golden star for good effort, a skull, so you can be like Sid from Toy Story, the goddess guy as symbol, that one's not a joke, that's actual lore, which is great, and then of course we've got some video player buttons, because TTV by the way. All jokes aside though, why is it that the pause, play and stop buttons don't change colour when you're going through the options? Please add that in. Can't really have any complaints about the overtops if I'm honest. We've got a really nice variety of them. We've got hoodies to checkered shirts, we've got pirate jackets to elf attire. GG. Now, it wasn't until I was going to this page that I realised how massive are their feet? Look at them! The Mafia wouldn't even need to give you concrete slippers to drown you. They just throw you in the lake and you do it yourself. Aye, 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 look at those cloppers. Either way, one thing that does actually differ in this blog post picture, as opposed to the images that we had in the trailer, is that there seems to be an extra option for pants. Take a little look beneath the colour picker and notice it says the word both. Now, is it safe to assume that they're going to allow us to change the colour of each leg on certain trousers separately? That would be really cool. I think it's about time we covered up those hoofs and get some Jordans on our character, don't you? The shoe selection screen is actually quite nice. We've got barefoot, we can rock some sandals with or without socks because, you know, I'm a classy guy. We got mountain climbers, sports trainers, and even Uggs. It's partly a pun, but also a slight disappointment. Currently, you can count on one hand how many gloves you can choose from. I definitely want to see more options like number 3 in this picture, which could kind of further up the arm. Like maybe we could get some braces that resemble the Ferron ones, and we can choose which of the 5 elements of Gaia we want to display on them. I'd love to see somebody with a watch on, or maybe even like a dagger just chilling on the forearm, or maybe if you have slightly bare arms, you could even have scars going all the way up them, or tattoos. Ultimately, I'm very, very confident that there are going to be more options by the time we get to the beta, so I won't worry too much for now. Moving on to the face accessories, and there is a good little mixture here. We've got sunglasses, a cozy scarf, and even a trendy face mask, an eye patch to boot, and hold on a second, is she just chewing on a leaf? That's a little bit anime, isn't it? But either way, let's move on. We can go ahead and trim our tabs. That's right, your earlobes need some decorating as well. We can get different kinds of earrings, and it seems as though on some of them, you're actually able to choose whether you want it on both ears or one or the other, even if the option is glitching out the bottom of the screen. Shh. And now it is time to finish off our look with a head accessory. And wait, hold on. Did they put a Naruto headband in there? Yes! That's literally what my character has worn for the last decade inside of Minecraft. Thank you very much. And you know what? Even if in-game it clashes with my hair, I actually quite like the other 2 headbands that are right beneath it. There's a woolly hat with or without ears to look adorable. We've got a halo, a frog hat, devil horns, Dan TDM goggles. Man, that's only the first 14 of them as well. Given the size of the scroll bar, I would safely assume that we're going to get at least another 10 on top of these. It seems as though Hytale are keeping some secrets for the launch as to not spoil everything before the game is out. And there's only one more option left in the character creation screen that we don't have any information about, and it's represented by a smiling emoji. This could be any number of things, so we're going to order them from most likely to silliest. So first and foremost, my best guess is that this would be the character's facial expressions. It'd be really creepy to see like these eyes walking around with a cheesy grin permanently, like all the time. But hey, who am I to judge? Make your character how you want to. But the smiling emoji representing facial expressions would make sense, right? My second guess would be this is the character's voice page. So it's pretty common for RPG games and action adventure ones to let you choose from an array of like, ha, yeah, and it could well be that. Or thirdly, we may actually have some kind of emote wheel. This one is a very out there suggestion or possibility, but maybe there are different emotes that you can pull off inside of the game, and this is where you go to select your quick menu. So there we are, that's the entirety of the character creation process as we see it so far. So let's go back to the rest of the menu then. Settings is an obvious one. We haven't had a glimpse in there just yet, and I imagine we won't be shown anything until we can actually play the game for ourselves and start fiddling with them. All the way onto the other side of the screen now then, and it seems as though Also, there is a private chat system integrated into the Hytale client, which I think is a really good idea. I do wonder if these chat messages will be accessible whilst you're in any area of the game though, or whether it will be restricted solely to being on the main menu, or maybe within multiplayer servers. The reason I bring this up is because I would love to have the ability to read those messages, even when I'm inside of adventure mode, which is predominantly a single player experience. Now, I'm not saying that I can hit T at any time to bring a chat up, or press M to bring up messages. That's probably the map key, ignore that. But what I'm saying is it would be nice to bring up the escape menu and see my private messages there and be able to reply to them. Because I'm sure there will be occasions where I'll be just doing some regular resource gathering or just doing a little bit of like mob grinding, and a friend will want to play Bed Wars on the minigame server, and I'll be like, you know what? Perfect, and I wouldn't want to miss that message. But then we move into the grey area of notifications, and I think if we do allow ourselves to get private messages whilst in single player mode, there needs to be a hard toggle on or off to decide whether notifications can pop up, because I don't want to be toe-to-toe with the Void Dragon and all of a sudden Derek's like, alright mate, want to play some Sky Wars? I'm like, no Derek, get lost! Making our way further along the bar now, and you can see that our good friend here, Kalos, has got 15 friends. What a show off. So with this friend system confirmed, I've got a couple of questions about it. First and foremost, would we be able to load up the friends list, click on a mate, and then decide to join into their session if they're inside of the minigame server? And on top of that, will we have any kind of profile page within the client? That would be really cool. Like, imagine a profile page that would show off your list of achievements that you've gotten inside of adventure mode, or maybe even like your leaderboard placements in things like the official minigame server. It's all these sorts of things that they already do with the Hypixel server in Minecraft over on the forums and on their official website, but bringing it into the client would just be so much easier. So if you haven't guessed by now, I really read into everything. Next up, we've got the name Kalos, which is for the character, and then there is a small arrow next to it, and of course I'm going to theorize about this. So obviously this is going to be for a drop-down menu, which I assume will have a couple of options within it. First one will be log out, the other one will be account settings, and then I would really like it if there was a third option within there where you can actually change between different aliases if you've bought the game Hytale numerous times and you've got different usernames. It would just be such a nice quality of life feature if you just want to hide away for a little while, if you need a certain character for a role play or a machinima that you're recording, rather than having to log out, relaunch the client, log in again with your username and password. Just a quick toggle between each of them would be splendid. And then we move on to the final piece of information within this screenshot that I'm going to dissect, and that is the little green circle next to Kalos's avatar. So in pretty much any social media platform ever, this signifies that you are online. So I imagine that their status will be visible to their friends, but I really hope that there are going to be other options that we can select. First and foremost, I want an away option. So if I'm literally AFK, I want it to turn yellow to tell people that I'm not ignoring them, I'm just not there. I'd really like a red option, which would basically turn off all notifications, you're busy, leave me alone, DND. And then another one, which I think loads of people will utilize, having a friends list. It is nice to be able to appear offline. Sometimes you don't want to play with friends. Sometimes you want to do adventure mode without somebody trying to join into your party or pester you. Please have that in the game. Now, before we head off today, I want to share with you some bonus secrets. Because everything you've seen so far today either comes from the Hytale website or from the announcement trailer. I decided to go a little further afield, and I managed to find just a few more character stylings from various staff members' Twitter avatars. So let's begin with Propsy then. So Propsy is a technical artist for Hytale, and their avatar shows off a humongous mustache that covers almost the entire width of their face. Continuing on the facial hair option, we now got Rodan, and Rodan is a level and environment designer for the game. He's sporting the same mustache, but in addition to that, the huge beard as well. Moving on to one of my favorite people, it is content manager Moo, and he is rocking the same beard as Rodan, but outdoing him with a ridiculously cool mohawk. And then finally, we leave the best till last. We can see Amber, known as Otium Terre on Twitter. Hopefully I pronounced that correctly. And she is sporting a beautiful floral crown, which we have definitely not seen yet. So be sure to leave a like on the video if you watched this far, and let me know in the comment section below what elements of character creation, social tools, and settings would you like to see inside a Hytale. I know for a fact that the team are looking at these videos and reading your guys' comments, so your feedback will genuinely be seen. And if you're just as excited about Hytale as I am, then just so you know, over on my Discord, we have got a brand new Hytale text channel, just to talk anything and everything Hytale. The link is in the description, or you can visit discord.gg/InTheLittleWood. It's not a sponsor, we're just really chatty over there, and we've got a nice little community going on. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.